We are the Breakfastaz. Welcome to our studio.
Hello.
This is Murph.
Hi.
Hello. And I'm Gavin. Now today we're going to show you a new remix that we're just about to finish off by some artist called Former Glory.
Pretty sure we started with a drum beat.
We always start with a drum beat.
Yeah, most of the time, or a sample, but most of the time it's a drum beat. We tend to start with a kick drum,
That is a kick drum.
which you have there,
Good kick drum.
Yep, definitely a kick drum.
and a snare. Which we sent to a bus and compressed. Well, we've just put some a clipper on it, so it just hammers them together a bit. We've got a clap which sits on top, and that goes through the same bus as well. And then we've got some brakes on top. So I've sent the brakes to bus 2, just so that you can change the level of them compared to the kick and the snare. I haven't even processed them. I might have put some processing on the channel, so let me have a look. Alright, yeah, so here we go. So I've got a loop on here with Sonic Destructor clipping it again just to compress it. A compressor with a side chain to bus 1, so it dips when the kick and the snare come in, so you can get a louder mix. And the snares from the break don't clash with your other snares. And then same on the next break, side chain to the kick and the snare. So yeah.
What does that sound like? How do you build the drum beat up, bro? In 4-bar sections or 8-bar sections?
I think this is just an 8-bar loop, I'm pretty sure.
There's a fill on there.
It just chops out. And then we've got our bass sound, which is, pretty sure, we've just used, for the sub we use a trilogy. We use trilogies quite a lot for our subs. They're very good.
It's got a really plain sine wave noise.
Pretty much standard procedure really for subs.
I reckon the bass in this tune's got to sound fatter though.
Yeah, we're going
to go and tweak it.
So we've got an ARP 2600 sine, which is a preset for trilogy, just in waveforms. We use that for most of our subs.
Before that we used to just use a clean sine wave off the XS24.
Yeah.
You know, sine wave's a sine wave, but this one seems to work pretty well.
And that's side chain to the kick drum, so that when the kick drum plays, the bass dips, just so you don't get any distortion on the bottom end. On top of that we've got it's quite a simple track for us, so it's just got quite a simple saw bass. That's just a simple saw wave with the bottom rolled off, so it doesn't clash with the sub. That's coming out of a trilogy as well. And then on top of that we've got, what's this Rapture doing? It's quite weird, I suppose, to have that over your bass line.
I've probably put that in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Might not be there for too long.
So what's it mean?
You know,
But I think
it's a bit dirty. Just a straight sub and a saw might be a little bit boring, so try and do something to it. Like sometimes we'll get the top end and send it to a bus and phase it and mush it around a bit just to try and make
I mean,
it
also with that Rapture sound, it's pretty subtle, but you just kind of get some of the delays in the
I think
background.
it widens it quite a lot.
The main thing we've got to do with this bass though is sort out make the bottom end harder and puffer. Maybe it's just a balance thing. It's quite hard to. You've got to get the. Some tunes it just seems to really work. Sometimes it just doesn't.
I think also
Just try changing
this
the
track's
sub.
quite a different. It's not really our normal style. It's a lot more kind of electro-y in a way, and I think with those kind of things, you know, you haven't got that many elements in the track, but what's there has got to sound really good. So your bass is going to be quite simple, but it's got to sound.
So then the rap vocal comes in.
I think the rap vocals were actually attracted us to remix this tune because raps work really well on breaks. we think.
One of the only problems with this one is because the track was so slow and the kind of groove of it was quite lazy and dub. So we've had to really kind of work this vocal in, you know, chop it about, and so that the groove of it works better in a kind of Braves context. So it took quite a bit of editing. It wasn't just, we couldn't just slap it in, sadly, which would have been great.
If you look at, we'll get a close up of the actual audio track. It's chopped into about 40 different bits.
So what have we done here?
Nations unknown, lost and confused, used and abused. When shall they pay me my due? I'm so far away from home.
So we've got 2 channels for the vocal. On the main, they're both going to the same bus. So the main channel's just straight, hasn't got any effects on it. It's going to bus 20, and on the second vocal channel, we've got a channel EQ, which is just doing a kind of telephone type filter. So I've just used that for little kind of choppy bits, just to kind of draw them back away a bit from the main vocal. Now they're going through a bus, and the vocal was quite essy, even though it had been mixed and already, so we were quite happy with it, apart from the fact that it was essy. So we just used a Logic de-esser to take some of the S out, and then we put a bit crusher on it to give it that kind of radio sound.
Nations unknown.
So if we take that off,
Nations unknown.
so we just put that on, just took the bits down really,
Quite a drive.
yeah, and drove it.
Nations unknown.
Then there's a really close tape delay on it. Mix is quite low, just using the high frequencies. It's just a very short tape delay to kind of,
Substitute reverb when you want
Yeah.
something a bit tighter.
and then on the end of that is a Sonauxis EQ just taken off the bottom. I don't know why I used a Sonauxis one. I think we just got them, but
They're great.
Yeah, they're really good plugins. They do some filters and stuff. They're quite a small company.
They very kindly let us on their beta testing crew.
Yeah, so we like Sonauxis.
We've been using all their TPK 1, 2 and 3 bits.
Yeah,
That's our main filter now, I think.
yeah.